Not really, because I've said that in the past. We have seen teams doing really well, and all of a sudden they start losing in the same way. Some teams they don't do really well, and they start winning. So if you are leading in the series, or if you are leading in a particular tournament, it's because you have played good cricket. So you have to do all the things all over again consistently. So history doesn't really matter.
And what about preparation?
The preparation has been good. Last few days, we have spent in the nets. We have done a lot of fielding sessions also. So overall, quite prepared for the test match.
Yes, please. There's a little bit of criticism about you going go-karting on the Monday. Do you feel like your preparation, do you feel like that's worked and sort of for the team closing together?
Well, it works. That's why, we have been doing it. And, we are among the side that practices a lot, Our practice sessions, we have been trying to reduce the hours that we spend in practice, but we have not been able to do that. We are one side that usually spends close to 4 hours every day during the net sessions. So we try to, give guys rest as best as possible. So, all these recreational activities really helps doing that.
Yes, please.
Less than 24 hours out now. What are your thoughts on the pitch you've seen this morning?
Well, I've not seen the wicket as of today because we went directly for the net sessions. We'll have a look right now. But, a lot depends on how it looks before the start of the game, how much grass is taken off and, how much rolling is done as to see how hard the wicket is. So we'll exactly see how it looks before the start of the game. And not to forget, it's very hot out here. Perth, it's a bit different compared to Melbourne and Sydney. So that will also be a factor. Well, it will affect to some extent, especially in the bowling department. We have to see how much grass is there on the wicket, whether the spinner will get some kind of an assistance or not. So, accordingly, the bowling department will be structured depending on the wicket.
There's been a lot of criticism of you, like a lot of former cricketers and all criticize your captaincy. So 4 years into the role as captain, how do you learn to deal with such things?
Well, it's something that you have to take in your stride because it's easier to look from outside and comment on the particular decisions that's taken because more often than not you see the results and then comment on it. So it's something that you have to embrace in yourself, because that helps you improve. And as I always say, it's not about taking the best decision because more often than not, best decision always comes after, the time, when the decision is needed. So it's always about taking the good decision at the right time. So honestly, that's what I try to do. And at times I go wrong and at times I don't go wrong, but the people feel, I went wrong. So, it's all part and parcel of leading a side.
Yes, please. Backside.
Is it true that you have spoken to the boys or you're going to speak to boys about their behaviour, giving up the finger and whatnot?
Well, it's an interesting thing because if you see more often than not, I was having a chat with a few players about this, there's somebody who starts something and more often than not, it's the retaliator, who gets stuck and always gets punished. It happens in cricket also. So I think we need to get smart as to what needs to be done. Of course, a few gestures, if you can avoid it, it's in the best interest. But, usually you have to be smart as to, what people are trying to do and how you are reacting to a particular situation.
Have you found the Aussie public trying to sledge you a fair bit and get a reaction?
Again, it depends. Especially if you're talking about a particular test match, what happens is everybody is fantastic early in the morning, but once after the tea session, after a couple of barrels of beers, it gets a bit difficult. And if you see the Aussie fans, they are a bit aggressive in the sense they're quite verbal about it. But again, it's something that you need to learn, as to how you interact with the fans and, how you convert them into someone, who wants you to perform as an individual and, may not want the team to perform, opposition team to perform really well, but, get them or convert them to push you to perform, So, these are the things that you learn apart from just going on the field and improving yourself as cricketers.